Hello, I am Pam and this is my channel, Made by Pam. Today is October 21st, 2022. It is Friday, hashtag Friday Sews. So, talking about sewing, what did I get sewn this week? Well, I'm going to show you my son's pillow first, so then I can run it back upstairs and put it back on his bed, because I want to share it, but he's not here and he'll be home really soon. So, this is the giant pillow. So basically, I took a fabric because I had bought a fabric like a week ago, and I took the fabric and I showed it to him because he wanted me to make him a new pillow. From the pillow he already had, it was wearing out, so he needed a new one. So I whipped this one up for him. So it's quite big, but he loves it. So I'm going to go run this back up really quick. Be back in a flash. Okay, I'm back. See, I told you it was a flash. Alright, what else have I sewn? Well, I think since my last Friday sews, I was talking about my jacket. I did do a video that went over the key points of the jacket and that I had it done. But once again, I will show it to you because I had most of it done on my last Friday sews. I didn't have all of it done. So I have all of my top stitching finished around the top and around the bottom and everything. So I just kind of started one end, went all the way around to the other, and finished it up along the bottom. Alright. And then this jacket, it is also a backpack. So I call it my hidden backpack. And it's just basically, I've got a zipper panel right here. I just open it up. Oh, and then also my sleeve cuffs. I was debating which sleeve cuffs I wanted to use. I decided to go with these ones because putting it on it just looked so good with it that I'm like, you know what, those are it. Those are the ones I'm going to use. And I just kind of sewed it in there. So it's sewn in. I just love it. But here is the backpack panel. And the backpack just kind of flips out the way I made it. And I can just take and I can shove my whole coat in it. So it'll make it awesome for Tuesday when I go on a field trip with my son. It'll be amazing. Okay, I'll show it to you as soon as I get it stuffed in there. It takes a minute to do all the stuffing, you know. It's called strategic stuffing, right? Because you kind of want to evenly distribute it along the backpack so it doesn't look all like scawampus. Alright. So I have it all. And there's a zipper that I stuffed it into. And it flips around like this. And then it has a zipper panel right here that is like if I'm want to add like my phone or my wallet or whatever in there. And then there is also in this part where I stuff the coat, there is enough space up here that if I was to take a bottle of water with me, I can just stuff it in there. And I think there's even enough room just to stuff it down the side so that it's not going to be tipped on its side. Because that might be a worry for some people, having that water spill out. But yeah, it's plenty of room. And nobody would be the wiser. But yeah. So this is my hidden backpack that I incorporated into a coat. Alright, and then I did start working on another backpack because I want to make another coat and I want to incorporate another backpack into the back of the coat. So I spent some time working on one. This is it. I have the straps that I still need to attach to the top. I was just waiting on some zippers and zipper pulls. I have them all now, so I can finish the top. And how I finish the top, let me show you, is I have like my fabric for the zipper panels and stuff, and it's just going to go along the top, and then it's also going to attach into the jacket when I get to it. But yeah, so I have most of it completed because I wrote down all of my measurements and everything from the other one so I could incorporate that. And then what else did I get sewn? Well, nope, I didn't sew that. I'll show you what that is in a minute. So I was watching my friends. I was watching Zena the Safety Crafter, JenRen, and Thread and Glue Designs, which is Stephanie. I was watching, well, she goes by Stephie, but Thread and Glue Designs. And I will link their channels in the description box. But I was watching them, and JenRen was having trouble with the zipper. And I was like, man, I wish I was home. Because I was out picking up my kids from school. Like, if I was only home, I would get on and I would help you like that. Because it's so hard to type out. Sometimes it's easier just to show and demonstrate. So I got on when I got home. I'm like, okay, I am home. I am here to help. They're like, all right, let's get you on here and have you help. So I was kind of trying to show her with a regular zipper and a piece of fabric how to like attach it and stuff. And then we was getting to the pocket part, and she was like, now how do I do this? And Marti, now she's another friend on here, she had mentioned like turning the fabric and stitching it up and then flipping it back out. And she was like, I have no idea what you guys are talking about. So I demonstrated. So I went to my fabric, to the fabric cupboard. Yeah, because I have lots of fabric, but this was a specific cupboard I went to. And I pulled out some fabric. And so I sewed this up. And I had this part done in like 10 minutes. And they're like, you know, Jen, you've been working on this for a couple hours now. And she just jumps on there and whips it up in like 10 minutes. Yeah. So obviously I'm not fully done with this because I do want to kind of decorate it a little bit. But I know some of them wanted to see what I came up with. But it's got the little pocket, and then the seam is on the inside. And I don't know, you're probably not going to be able to see the seam on the inside because I did trim the seam allowance. And then once I got it all done, then I just like attached it to this. And this is kind of like paper behind this. It's like a paper envelope. Because I was trying to kind of copy what she was doing. And I realized my zipper is a little scawampus. But you know what? That's what happens. But yeah, so I just have this little thing. Thinking what I want to do. Do I want to like sew some paper in there, which I can, which they call them signatures. I can sew that in there, and then it would just have like a long notebook thing. And then I can do with some attachments. I can either go like this and then just have that and have the little tie thing there, or I can do this side with the little tie and have it attach over here. Then I was also thinking kind of almost like a clutch. I could take and get the magnetic buttons, like the little clip things, and clip it on here. Problem with that though is I already have this all finished, so it'd probably have to be just a stitch-in one, because I do have some stitch-in magnetic closures also. Or I could do Velcro. Or I could do like the little eyelet like Jen was going to do, and then put something there, and the little elastic that just wraps around. I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. Thanks, Jen. You're so helpful. Alright, so what else did I do? At the beginning of the week, I worked on this. I did record my progress as I was doing it. Like last week, I had shown the tie-dye portion of the shirt that I decided to do. It's not really like tie-dye. It's just dyeing with the fabric, with the dye that I used to dye my cuffs with. And I put this in, and I had rubber bands like all surrounded with it. And I decided that I wanted to do like a little fabric painting design. And so I have this cool book, and right off the bat, I can't even remember where I put it. Anywho, there it is. Alright. Disorganization, what can I tell you? So I have this cool little picture here. And this is the back side. You can see that I pressed it and stuff. This is like just kind of a cool little stained glass image book to give you different images. And it just has like a bunch of different images. Like I'd opened up the book and the glue like cracked and came undone, and the pages started coming out. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect for what I'm doing. And so I was just able to take this frog picture right out and use it, and then I just used some tape, and I should probably take the tape off. I really should not leave that attached. And luckily the tape is easy enough to take off that it's not going to, well, I was going to say it wasn't going to destroy the paper, but it did peel off a little bit of it. But yeah, so I have all these cool little designs, and I got this from the thrift store for $1. I was quite impressed. And when I'd actually picked it up, the lady's like, thank you so much for buying those books. I'm like, well, thank you so much for having them. So, let's get back to this. This is the design that I did. And the frog, it's like, has a red eye and a little white pupil. And it's a white frog. I made it an albino frog, because there was so much green going on, and I only had a limited colors that I could use. And so I did it this way. And then the next day I went out and I bought fabric markers. Yeah, I went out and bought fabric paint markers and fabric markers so that I could do more of this kind of stuff. I was so excited. And then I also, while I was getting those, I was at Walmart, of course. And I did do a live video the other day. And I had shown my haul. So if you're interested, you can always check out that haul that I did a couple days ago. And you can check that out. It's like a 2-hour long video. Just chatting and opening up Happy Mail from my friends. It was great. Alright. But I picked up this fabric. And I love the sketching designs of it. That I was like, you know, I want to use my fabric markers. And I want to like color in some of these designs. I think that would be absolutely amazing. And then, did I sew anything else? No, I did not. What I did this week is I helped my daughter move. So 2 days, so Wednesday and Thursday, I spent most of the day helping her move. Like Wednesday, I did get on the live with JenRen and Zena and Stephie. I did get on their live and demonstrate the zipper insertion of this. She was using a decorative zipper and she was using a 7-inch. Well, I had a 9-inch and obviously it's not decorative. And so I just kind of used what I had. But she's so, you know, these crafty girls, they are talented, I tell you. I love watching them, and I love chatting with them. They're great. So go ahead and check them out. Alright, so I didn't sew anything else. I did help my daughter move. Spent 2 days. Oh my goodness. I am so glad that is finished. No offense, daughter, but I'm glad it's finished. I'm glad I was able to get her moved and get it done, and hopefully won't have to move her again for a while. Yeah. Alright. Well, there's not a whole lot else. I do have one sewing project that I am going to be working on today. Even if I had like a dozen projects, I would still put off those other projects to work on this one. So it is my husband's backpack. So he has one of those backpacks that it does up in the back so that people can't really like attack it at all. And it just kind of opens, so it closes and opens, you know, it has a little Velcro. Well, the issue he's having with it is, let me put you down so you can see. I use my laptop so my screen's motionable. But the zipper pull came undone from it. Well, the zipper came undone from the other side. So I am going to reattach that. I'm going to try. And if I can't reattach it, I will just sew in a whole new zipper. That will be fine. It won't be a problem. Because it looks fairly simple. It's just the way they had it. They did not have like the ends of the zipper like closed off. They were just 2 pieces of zipper sewn in. But they weren't like crossed across to stop them from coming undone. So I'm going to also take my needle and thread and I'm going to stitch the sides of those together. And then he also has this, which it was partially sewn down, this and part of it, but it has come undone. So I am going to take and restitch that, and that will have to be done with hand stitching because of the way this is done. And then also this portion right here is also coming undone. So I will stitch that back up. And then this bottom part here is also coming undone. So I'm going to go ahead and reinforce all of those stitches and get those all stitched up for my husband, because he mentioned it the other day and then he showed it to me last night. And I'm like, yeah, I can fix that for you. So I have that to do. And I will get that done for him. Hopefully it won't take too long. Like, even in the past, I have taken... Oh, and this needs to be reattached too. So, sometimes that stuff happens. So I will also unpick that and I will reattach that in there. I have, at one point, I had to fix this zipper right here because it had messed up, and so he needed that one fixed, and so I fixed that one. But now I also see that this is coming undone, that needs to be fixed. Luckily this other side is still good, so I think we're good there. I just kind of, when I'm fixing stuff for him, I go through and I double check every little part that may need to be fixed so that it can be fixed. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Stay creative. Talk to you next time. Bye now.